your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what good thing to say? I doubt it didn't stand up to something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your favorite redhead on the internet. It's the Chrissie Mayr podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Rumble, Rockfin, any place where fine podcasts are sold. Oh my goodness, I'm very excited about this guest tonight. Before I bring him on, I got a couple of comedy shows to plug. Oh, yeah. It's not for a while, but July 8th, I'll be headlining in Morris Plains, New Jersey. That's Saturday, July 8th. Your 4th of July plans will be over, and you'll be ready to get back out there. Keanu Thompson will be opening for me out there in Jersey. Get your tickets now. Richmond show canceled, not because of me, but because the club is closing. And for some reason, it's stuck on my calendar. But yeah, we'll try to find another date out there. Then we got Anime Matsuri coming up in August. It's the 10th through the 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Oh, I feel like a sneeze coming on. This never happens. I sneezed my headphones off. That is a first. Okay. Where was I? Anime Matsuri. August 10th through the 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Simpcast will be at the convention with a panel and a booth, hanging out, doing cosplay, signing things, boobs, t-shirts, photos, whatever. And then I'm headlining in Houston that same weekend, Friday, August 11th at the Secret Group. Nice early show, 7 o'clock. Lila Hart will be opening for me at this show and hanging out at the convention. So come say hi. Get your tickets now, ChrissieMayr.com. Boom. So excited to have this guy back on the show. He's a very close friend. He is also my competition for most viral person of 2023. I just put that on us right now. There's no formal contest, but welcome back to the program, Mr. Alex Stein, Mr. Primetime, Mr. 99.
There is a formal contest, and honestly, I'll be honest, you've been winning. I mean, really, you got very lucky with that throwaway fried chicken joke. I like the clapping. No, but I have to say that, Chrissie, isn't that so crazy? I called you right after it. It's like how that joke about the fried chicken and Keith Olbermann, you didn't even think that was a big deal. I mean, it was a good joke too, and that went mega.
Stupid. My only regret is that I didn't go harder and that it wasn't a better written joke, because I remember leaving that going, I just wish I had more written. Like, I was not as prepared as my previous appearances, in that I was kicking myself for it. And I was talking, I was talking to there. I was like, is that okay? And they're like, no, it's your job to push the envelope. That's why we have you on. So
yeah, they all say that. No, but I hate to cut you off. Now I've noticed that they all say push the envelope. Trust me, there's a limit for where the envelope can be pushed at Newsmax.
Right? They don't say what you can or can't say. You have the only way you know is by doing it. And then I just worry, like, okay, is it going to be too late? But you know what? At the end of the day, I was happy to get on Newsmax once, right? Let alone, I don't know, 6 times in a couple weeks. So again, nothing is forever. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. Just because you get one opportunity doesn't mean you are entitled to that opportunity for the rest of time. All of this could go away, and just be grateful for everything you have. So, if they don't want me back ever, I'll be sad. But I was happy they had me on in the first place.
Well, honestly, I think to go back to the first thing, how you said like you could have gone harder. I think it was kind of nice how you did it with like a little trepidation. You did it respectfully. You kind of like paused and then you said it. So I think that was good. It's kind of, I'm saying that was better than being like, oh, fried chicken, eat fried chicken. You know, then that's a little more. So I think that's why, because you said in that tone that they left it in, because you told me that wasn't even a live segment. It was, you know, they had time to, yeah, so they had time to edit that out, yet they left it in. So they didn't think it was that bad. But if they don't have you back, I didn't even really think about that. Newsmax, come on, they don't even have me on. They use my content. They'll call the Blaze and they cancel man. Yeah, it's because I made fun of Eric Bowling and the thing he went after Tucker. And
I love Eric. I like him. I think he's neat. I think he's
well,
maybe I don't know him very well. What I know so far, I like.
He's probably not a bad guy. I'm just saying I'm Team Tucker. He's my biological father. I mean, you can't come after the king. No, Eric tried to create some sort of fake controversy with his ass, and it was all fake. It was all a bunch of garbage just trying to get clicks.
Okay.
I think it's something. I forget what he said about Tucker. I could Google it, but
that's your dad. You gotta have his back.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what are you talking? I mean, like, come on, Eric Bowling. So Newsmax is great. I mean, good for them, but it is what it is. I mean, it is a cable network. I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's like what you've created on your own, you know, is more important than Newsmax will give you.
We do what we do, Alex, and we've gotten to a point where we work for ourselves because I mean, maybe I won't speak for you, but I don't feel like I can work for anybody else at this point. Like I've done it. I worked in the corporate world at 15 different jobs for like 15 years, and not getting the jab was a blessing because that was my way out, and it pushed me out of the nest. And you know, even if I had to like get another day job next year, I'd be like, wow, I'm so grateful I was able to do it for a time. So, and that's the thing is you can't always conform and guess what people want from you because you never know. Like I've done other appearances like where you just don't know. You think you're being funny and you're doing a great job, but then you find out like months later you piss somebody off, and so you have to just do your thing, do the best you can. And if you have a good heart and you work hard, you know, just try not to have regrets, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I try to have a lot of gratitude too, the fact that I get to just, you know, goof around and film it. But a lot of it's hard, like hard work. I'm not trying to, you know, sound like a victim. You have to podcast all the time. I have to go to like random celebrities and people and put cameras in their faces and get beat up by security. And I'm not even, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to be a victim, but it's like it's awesome. I'm just so happy that I can monetize my creativity. It's like the biggest blessing in the world, and it's bizarre.
And you have to monetize your haters. Yeah. That's what you can't forget.
Yeah, but that's the other thing though, Chrissy. We can talk about our haters. You know, you get 100 compliments, you only remember the one negative. I mean, that's just very weird.
Until Malaysia set their sights on me. Now I remember the 1,000 death threats I'm getting. It's weird. Thousands.
And it's weird too because now
I don't even use TikTok. I got a news alert because I have a Google News alert on my name, and then I'm like, what's this on TikTok? Because I have one profile that I forgot the password to, and then I have one newer one with one video on it. So it's like I checked the older one, and it's like it's all shitty comments, and I was like, wow, these people are wasting their time. I am never on TikTok, so. And they love shit posting on Instagram. A lot of people calling me grandma face. A lot of people saying I don't wash my poop. A lot of them saying that my mom
you don't wash your poop.
That's a big Malaysian catchphrase. They go, "Oh, you don't wash your poop." I'm like, "Are you guys over there like washing your poop?"
That has to be slang for like you don't wipe your butt. I'm good.
Yeah, it just sounds funny to me, and it's fun to roast them because of all the broken English. So, but I'm sure you've, you know what it's like to piss off, and you just feel like you step in it. You know, there are some moments where you're like, okay, this might go viral, but then there are some times where you're just like, wow, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, just to bring it about me and this weekend, after I confronted Brittney Griner, I had no idea, like, the WNBA and the Phoenix Mercury and the WNBA's Players Association would all, like, issue statements condemning me. And I'm telling you what, it made me feel so good. But when you get some hater with 27 followers on Twitter, it's like, you're fat and dumb and unfunny. I'm like,
I know.
You know,
Don't
but
you dare call me fat. I've really.
so what
been
I'm
working-
saying is, but my point is, there's levels of hate, and there's different type of hate. Like there's some hate, oh, I love it. Like when I read that from the WNBA, I'm like, please talk more about me. They're not hating me enough in here. But then some people, it's like different type of hate. So I don't know. It's a unique thing being an internet personality. I'll tell you that much, and I don't regret it. Like I said, I'm so happy that we're able to monetize our creativity and meet a lot of cool people and have a lot of unique experiences. But a lot of people could do it too. You just got to put in the hard work, and you got to go out there and grind like Chrissy and do 2-3 podcasts a day.
But
and go
figure out
camera.
because you can't fight for every cause, and you can't make a scene every day, because you just got to figure out what are you most passionate about, what do you want to draw attention to, and collect your balls, I guess. What led up to this Brittney Griner moment? I'm going to get your YouTube video ready to play, because we have the whole YouTube video here, but just fill us in on what led up to this moment. Is this in an airport?
Yes, so it's really kind of lucky. And Terminal A is the one that has the McDonald's. So of course we're at the McDonald's, and that's like, it was packed. So I'm using the McDonald's app. We're like waiting for it. It's taking forever. And everybody's like, how did you recognize Brittney Griner? Well, really, It wasn't that hard, because it was like 20 Amazonian women, and they had like kind of like scout team white guys around, any group of like a soccer team, or, you see like a women's volleyball team, they kind of stick out. So then my girlfriend's like, that's freaking Brittney Griner. I'm like, oh shit. So I tell her to start filming. And then I just went up to her, and and that security guy, he was just immediately was like pushing me away. And I just, that's why it's like, everybody's like, why didn't you say this? Like, I should have asked her if she had weed in her bag. I should have asked her what her pronouns were. I should have said, what does the W stand for in the WNBA? Like, I don't know. There's all these Monday morning quarterback things you can do, but it's kind of hard when. So that's why I asked her, did you have sex with Vladimir Putin? Because I asked her like a real question at first, but then I asked something nonsensical to see if she'll laugh, like to try to break character, something that she's like, what? This is absurd. I would never get this, because there's already like kind of a real question. Was that a fair trade? So then I'm like, oh, well, let me ask something bizarre. Like I was trying to recreate Big Booty Latina. Oh. And I recreated it just in a little different way, because she didn't issue a statement, but her like multiple teammates issued a statement. Her coach, Vanessa Nygaard, the WNBA, the team, the Phoenix Mercury, and the WNBA's Players Association. So a lot of official statements, and it's on CNN, every newscast. And then the police report came out. Did you see the latest about the police report?
Okay, let me play this. This is crazy. So was she on her way to a game or something, or just traveling?
Yes. So their team was going. They were in Dallas, and then they were flying to Indianapolis, I believe.
Okay. Let's play this for those who haven't seen it.
BG, was that a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? I know you kill it on the court, but he kills it in real life.
Oh.
Is it true you'd have sex with Vladimir Putin to get released from Russia, Britt?
I think he wants to laugh.
Britt, is it true you had to?
This guy's laughing.
What about his wife?
Yeah, he's laughing.
I'm trying to talk to Brittney. Hey, Britt. Do you still want to boycott America, Brittney?
Oh.
Well, get off me. Stop. I'm weird. Why? She hates America. What about the Merchant of Death, Britt?
Oh.
Get off me. Stop, dude. Get off me. Was that a fair Merchant of Death?
Look at this beige holding a Louis Vuitton bag, like while he's while he's like a foot shorter than you, with his fanny pack here, trying to stop you from filming, wearing your classic Islanders hat, as always.
Well, that's a Blaze one. That's actually the Blaze hat. I had the Islanders hat. That's a Blaze merch. You can get it at pimponablimshop.com.
Okay, excuse me. Okay.
Britt. Like that? Dude, I want to talk to Britt.
Oh my God.
Britt, you scared to talk to me?
Roughing you up.
Britt, you're scared.
Look at him laughing and smiling.
The Merchant of Death, Britt. You should be ashamed of yourself. Get off me. Britt, do you hate America? Britt.
She was shook, Chrissy. She was like, look how they all circle around her like a covenant, basically.
Was she really shook? How could you tell?
Oh, yeah.
That
she was just her. I could just tell just the vibe. She was just like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just the awkwardness. I'm the king of awkward. She felt
Wow.
so awkward. And she like wanted to be the biggest victim. Like that's why it was awkward. Like instead of her, like she's like the biggest badass player. She should just be like clowning me, right? And be like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. But she just doesn't say a word, like keeps her head down, like almost acted intimidated. Like she's gonna act like it's all cool. But I'm telling you, you got to read the statements from her teammates. They huddled. They're basically talking about how they're in tears. And anything I did, it was literally that guy's doing all the physical stuff. And I mean, they said I seemed aggressive. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm asking her questions in an aggressive way. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not physically aggressive. I'm not even close to her.
No, not at all. You're
But
just a man yelling in an airport. What's it's just like a
yeah,
regular
what's
day.
weird about that? Yeah, just and that's what I'm saying. It is bizarre, but luckily, you know, we do have freedom of speech. We're allowed to ask somebody a question. And it's in an airport where there's no weapons. We all went through TSA.
Like Brittney and these basketball players would have done a better job blocking you than this little guy here.
I know. And then look at that huge girl to the right of the screen with the like broken foot. She's like, they all were like 6'7". People were like, how could you tell? Trust me, those women, they weren't bad looking. I'm not saying that, but they're just all 6 foot tall. You're kind of like, what is this? It does look unusual when there's a bunch of tall girls around because it's not normal. It's not normal for the girls to be taller than all the guys around. Like, look at the girls next to him for
look at this guy
comparison. No, I know, but then look at the girls.
Oh yeah, look at these regular size.
I mean, that's just like a normal girl. Yeah, they do stick out, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, they're like Amazonian.
Fair trade for the merchant of death. Brett, was it a fair trade?
You know, she hears every word of this.
Was it a fair trade? Why are you grabbing me?
Ew.
I want to talk to.
My voice gets so high key when I'm all stressed because it's hard to breathe. People are like, oh, say this, but you know, you got a guy that's like feeling you up. It's at an airport. There's cops around. There's pilots. You know, it's an unusual setting to say the least.
It's not noticeable to people listening. Like it just sounds like you're excited and you're out of breath because it's like. It always seems like you're kind of laughing, so it works.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you like protecting her, even though she hates our country? I do what I need to. Well, do you?
I do what I need to. You said, do you like protecting her? He didn't say yes. He said, I do what I need to. Like, this is my job. This fucking sucks. He definitely didn't agree.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He said not to press charges. They filed the police report. They probably made him, and then because I mean he was the physical aggressor, so at least he's basing reality on that. So.
Did you hear that?
He's not a bad guy. He was a little handsy for sure, but I mean that's his job as security. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I mean, all she had to do is sit there and talk to me for a second. I mean, it's like she could have said something.
Say something.
Say anything. See, that's why it's really a dud, and that's why I waited to post it to the next day because I didn't think the video was that good. It's not that good. I mean, objectionably, or what? Objectionably? How do I say that? Objectionably?
No, objectively.
Objectively. I can't even speak. Objectively.
I object.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I object. Once I learn the English language, I'm a pimp on a blimp. Objectively. You really can't say it's the great video because I mean it was kind of awkward and stuff, which I like, but she didn't respond. The best is when they respond. When they don't feed the troll, it's really nothing. Yeah. But what was good about it is that they want to be a victim and see what people don't realize is, and this is a conspiracy that I'm floating out there, is that this was actually an inside job, and I was put up to this by the WNBA because the women are frustrated that only certain teams, there's 12 NBA teams, Chrissy, and only certain teams can afford to fly chartered flights where they don't have to go through TSA and they have the plane to themselves. But
because filth like you, yes.
Yes, but league rules, it would be a competitive advantage if some teams had it and some teams didn't. So they all have to fly commercial. So that's kind of part of it, but the league that's not profitable, that's subsidized by the NBA, literally they've never had a profitable season. Yeah, Brittney Griner jerseys $100. They don't even sell them on Amazon. You can only get it on Nike.com. It's like buying. They don't even, the fake Chinese stores don't even rip off the Brittney. I can't even buy a fake Brittney Griner jersey is what I'm trying to say. Like not even in China where they counterfeit everything. You can't find counterfeit WNBA gear. Go figure. Kind of funny. So it's not profitable for them.
This is a great question for Frank. If Griner said right then and there, okay, you can ask me one question, what would have been?
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of, I would want to ask her about the Victor stuff, or really the best question would have been like, do you have any weed in your bag right now? That would have been the most viral thing, I think.
of all the
But
big
Frank, I
bad.
shouldn't be limited to one question. We want to have a couple
course
questions. But
not.
you're right. I
I'm
mean,
just trying to make
that's why I hit him.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I hit her
interesting
with
thing.
that's why I hit her with the fair trade. But my point is, but because of this, now they're all going to get chartered flights, and the league's probably going to pay for it. So they should be thanking me. Yeah, they're not going to have to fly commercial with a bunch of freaks like me anymore. So they all need to be thanking me. And so I'm creating the conspiracy that I was actually put up to this by the WNBA's marketing team.
They
This is
paid
the
you.
most. Yeah, this is the most clicks they've gotten in years, other than when she got arrested.
Oh yeah. Wow. You were the a right-wing media provocateur. Why can't they just say your name? That bothers me when they don't say your name.
Now they have, because there's like a police report and stuff. So now they're saying it like to demonize me. Yeah. Yeah, it says right there, Alex Stein.
Confronted by a right-wing YouTube personality in Dallas-Fort Worth on Saturday. Oh, they shouted out the Blaze. That's good. A good shout out for the show. Primetime with Alex Stein posted about his encounter with the basketball star on center on Twitter. I just met my favorite WNBA player. Video coming soon. He also posted a short clip showing him yelling at Griner as she walked through the airport, teasing a longer version of the video that he plans to release Sunday morning. Do you still want to boycott America? Brittney Stein says in the clip as a man tells him repeatedly to stop and attempts to distance him from the group. Ooh, and then they shout out your show a little bit more on the Blaze. You've had Marjorie Taylor Greene, Gavin McInnes. In December, Griner returned to the U.S. after she was released from Russian custody as part of a high-profile prisoner swap. The WNBA released a statement about the Dallas airport incident, saying the safety of Brittney Griner and all WNBA players is our top priority. As we I can't believe that they even feel like they have to comment on this. As we gather
before the video came out, before the full video came out. This is an old article. You got to type in Alex Stein police report next.
Okay. Let me type that in. Alex Stein police report. Dang. Were you nervous? I would have been a little nervous if there was a police report involved.
I'm a pimp on a blimp. I'm involved in a lot of police reports, Chrissy. So
yeah, it's true. I guess I'm new at this. Okay, Googling Alex Stein police report. Ooh, the Bleacher Report.
Yeah, that one's a pretty funny one.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, let me bring that one up instead. This is an old, crusty article. Let's get this new, shiny article. Brittney Griner airport exchange with YouTuber Alex Stein detailed in police report. Apparently, Brittney Griner is a girl. Apparently, there's photos of her as a young girl. I just heard that today. I was shocked.
She is a girl. Yeah. But she just has a lot of male, whatever. Yeah. She's like intersexed. It's weird how it works. She has a lot of male stuff with a vagina. I mean, it happens.
Look, it's Pride Month. We should celebrate this. Okay.
Yes.
Phoenix Mercury. Let's see. Let's get to the part where we did the police report. Okay. According to ESPN's Alexa Philippou, Alex Stein tried to push his way through. No, you didn't. Try to push his way through security personnel to get to Griner before the team boarded a flight to Indiana following back-to-back games against the Dallas Wings. Do you know if they won these games, by the way?
I think they lost both of them, or they lost the last one. I don't know if they won their first. They played them back-to-back. I know the last game. But then after this, she scored 27 points and was like dominant in her performance after this interaction. Yeah.
So they should be thanking you. Stein is a Dallas native and Blaze media personality who I love all the Blaze shout outs, who has gained some notoriety for confronting politicians per ESPN's M.A. Vopel. The report stated that the Mercury security representative stayed in between Stein and Griner while he tried to get to her. The guard pushed Stein against a wall of the concourse while Griner waited behind an area near the gate until officers arrived. Damn, did he really do that? Like pin you up against the wall?
He did push me against the wall at one point in that video. Like when we were going, that's why the camera shot's not that good. He pushed me against the wall and then I just kind of spin moved out of it.
It's like a ninja. The security representative.
I need to just post like the whole video because some of it's not good when he's pushing me. There's some stuff it's like you can't, my hands moving so fast. It's like not pleasant to look at.
The security representative told officers that Stein seemed aggressive and made some inappropriate comments. You didn't.
Well, I did ask her if she had sex with him.
You didn't curse. Toward Griner.
No.
The guard said even though Stein got physical with him, he does not want to press charges. The report noted that airport officers were, because he thought it was hilarious, and he agreed with you. The report noted that airport officers were unable to locate Stein in the area, and American Airlines, of course, didn't find a passenger with his name scheduled for a flight at that airport. It was confirmed by the airport master control room that Stein walked to the lower gates, connected with a female passenger, and entered the Skylink train. Wow, they're really stalking you. You entered the Skylink train heading to Terminal B and D. Mercury players were escorted to the American Airlines customer experience office as they waited to board their flight, and the team was later escorted by officers to the gate and boarded without any further issues. Oh my God,
that article, that article didn't mention it, but at first the American Airlines said they would accommodate them in the American lounge, and then when they all got there, they're like, we can't accommodate you. So then they had to go. That's in the ESPN story, so that's kind of funny. They're like, oh, we'll let you in the lounge, and then when they got there, they like, oh, sorry, we can't accommodate your team.
Because American Airlines sucks, and if you wear slightly see-through pants, they will make you change at the gate.
I love American Airlines. Do not ban me. I love American Airlines. Thank you for having the McDonald's in Terminal A.
Griner was detained in Russian custody in February of 22 after Russian custom officials said they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage at Moscow airport. Yeah, that would have been a funny question. She was sentenced.
I agree that she shouldn't have been arrested for weed, though. Obviously, in Russia. I'm not one of those like she had weed. She deserved no.
It's only weed. Yeah, she was sentenced to a 9-year prison term in August, and she was freed in December following a prisoner exchange between the U.S. and Russian governments. The WNBA player approved. Oh, the WNBA approved Griner to fly charter for games, but the Mercury have not said why she wasn't doing so on Saturday. Following the incident with Stein, Mercury head coach Vanessa Nygaard said on Sunday that the organization will be making adjustments that maybe should have happened before regarding the safety of the team during WNBA travel. She didn't further specify what that meant, only adding, right now we're going to prioritize the safety of their players, which is exactly what you said, Alex. They're going to make moves to get more money so they can fly private all the time.
So they need me as they have to be a victim, and I get to be their boogeyman. So they should be thanking me. It's an inside job, and they're just making themselves to be a victim. And I'm Primetime 99. But, I need the free publicity. I'm trying to get people to watch my show. I'm trying to get people to, subscribe, hit that like button. You try to, get this thing going, moving and shaking. So I have to do unorthodox ways. So I would have never expected to get this much media attention from this. It's absolutely unreal.
No, it's yeah. They really they love to talk about you.
Well, what was weird is in that article written by Bleacher Report, he cited two different articles. One written by that Vopal guy at ESPN, and I think the other one was CNN. So it's just funny how like every major outlet, except who hasn't reported on it? Barstool.
Oh, has the Post? I'm
sure, yeah. I type it in. I'm sure they've typed it. Everybody's talked about it. But freaking Barstool has not tweeted it. There's no Instagram, nothing on their social media. Because they probably said do not share that when they saw who it was.
Yeah, Brittney Griner airport confrontation is leading to adjustments. This is yesterday from the Post. Let's see. What is going to be the adjustments? We're going to prioritize the safety of our players, and we've seen that our organization has supported us, according to ESPN.com. And I guess they beat Indiana. Good for them.
Yeah, after they played awesome. But I just don't understand, like, what do they think that they're under threat of? I mean, like, what do they? I mean, it's just somebody's going to film them. I know it's like
talking. They don't want to talk to them because they're better.
They can't interact.
Everyone else, yeah,
can't interact with other people.
Unlike teams in other professional sports leagues, WNBA teams are forbidden from chartering flights by the collective bargaining agreement. Or they could just make more money. But Griner's unique situation due to her 10 months confined in a Russian prison and the publicity surrounding it caused the league to grant her special permission to fly Florida charter flights for her safety. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, they really should be thanking you for... They will probably get to fly private all the time now.
Yeah. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow. One of the teammates described the incident as alarming.
So is chili. I eat it every day.
Oh my gosh. Alex. That was fun. Oh, Magnum Norris. Alex Stein 99 on the grind all the time. Chop a pine for the dime, walk the line for the chime. For all you dumb spankers out there, thank you, Magnum Norris.
Drop a pine.
Yeah, what would you have done differently if you could do that over that Brittney moment over?
I would have had a ring and flowers. Propose. Said,
Try to
Brittney,
propose?
will you be my husband?
Like do something nice so she pays attention to you, and then be like,
Yeah.
version of death.
That's what. Yeah, version of death. Ah, Putin, did you have sex? Do you have a vagina?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's always easy to Monday morning quarterback it though, you know. So
Yeah, you can't really plan these things out.
I'm just
Gabriel
lucky
Knight-
I ran into her.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. I wouldn't have even known that. I just thought that would just be like, oh, it's just a dude. Gabriel Knight, Alex, will Victoria Jackson be back on Primetime 99? I'm surprised she became so sensitive after being on SNL.
I like Victoria Jackson. I'd have her on tomorrow. I hope she would come on. You know, her and I had a little tiff.
What happened?
Well, she was just
something. I feel like I did.
No, it was kind of funny. It was really one of the better interactions, and I've had like all these like edgier, like worse people. But Victoria, I was asking her like about anal and all these dirty stuff, and she's like, "Is this the Blaze show? Is this really Glenn Beck?" Like, yes, it's Glenn. She's like, "Well, this is with the Blaze." It's like, no, it's not. And I was like, we just played a sketch for her. She was like in the air, and her bloomers are showing. Like the whole sketch is how she's like doing something like in her underwear. I'm like, shut up. When you were young, you did stuff in your underwear. Quit being like a hypocrite. It's like, it's
Oh,
different.
wow. Yeah, and this is your guys. Is this where she gets mad at you?
Yes, let's watch it.
Oh, my God.
With Glenn about this.
Okay, well, tell Glenn.
Talk to Glenn.
More fun than taking a big poop. I mean, I love it. When I go number 2, sometimes I feel so much relief. Let's be honest.
Are you really on the Blaze, or is this a trick?
No, I'm a 99. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Victoria, listen, I'm X-rated and I'm cross-faded. You're dealing with a pimp on a blimp, hon. So, you know, this isn't Sunday school.
Uh-oh, my internet. My internet is being very Malaysian right now.
Cool, sweetheart.
Alex, do a handstand.
Is Glenn Beck really allowing you to be on the Blaze?
Oh, my God. I can't believe she said that.
Yeah.
Like you have this set up like in your house or something. It just looks really professional.
Yes, Glenn Beck is allowing me to be on the Blaze, Victoria. Did Lorne Michaels allow you to go on that Saturday Night Live and show your panties? I love how you're trying to talk about me. Yeah, you're on national TV with your thong out. What do you think about that, Victoria? Are you a hypocrite? Are you getting mad at me saying that, oh, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't work for Glenn Beck? Yeah, you're over there showing your punani to 10 million people that are watching it live when people actually watch the show. So are you being a hypocrite, or what are you trying to say, Vicky?
Oh.
I was not wearing a thong.
Wow.
So you had panties on? So, you're going to go on national TV with your panties out? That's cool too? Is that Christian-like?
Wow.
I think this is a trick.
Yeah, Victoria, you got tricked because you're out of touch with reality. No, I tried to come on and have a funny deal, and you're coming here talking about Glenn Beck. Sweetheart, I'm a pimp on a blimp. I invented going to the city council and causing disturbance. You really ripped me off, hon. You copied my material, Vicky.
Because she's just gone viral doing that.
At me is very funny.
Oh,
Vicky, it's not supposed to be funny, Vic. Come on, I'm a pimp on a blimp. I just don't really like that you say, is this really the Blaze? Yeah, babe, this is the Blaze. What the heck? What else I got to tell you?
I'm going to have a talk with Glenn about this.
Okay, well, tell Glenn that I love him and that I love you too, Vicky. And so thank you for coming on the show. Go tattletale on someone else, Vicky. Bye. Get her off the camera.
Okay. Oh, my God. What preceded this? Like, where did this come from?
It was just kind of, she was being very,
like
Victoria's
rude?
very sweet. No, but
Yeah.
she's a comedian, and she's doing shtick that she's all ditzy, and she is ditzy. I'm sure it's not 1,000% shtick, but she was doing some of her shtick, and I was doing some of my shtick. And people say, "Oh, Alex, you're not very funny." Listen, I may not be the best stand-up comedian, but I'm pretty good at improv. Like, I feel like I'm okay at yes and like.
Oh yeah,
feeling
you're
a
great
person
at
out.
it. That whole airport was improvised. That whole airport.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I could just tell, like, I was trying to kind of crack that nut, you know. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. I know. You were trying to, like,
It's this weird gay thing that's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
it's hard.
trying to charm her. You were trying to get in there. Yeah.
I was, and then I couldn't crack the nut that way. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go hard on her because she knew that I was kind of playing too, if that makes sense. Like I don't know what she knew, honestly.
Yeah,
but
it sounded like energetically that she just couldn't think of something funny to say, so she just went like, "You're weird." You know, it just seems like there was nothing in the tank for her. Like she couldn't make the situation funny.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely kind of like, went overboard, but it's just the whole time I was trying to kind of get her. I was trying to put her over. Like, you're so
Yeah.
funny, you're so great. And then she just got to her so annoying at the end. And of course, I said some crude jokes, about like poop and stuff. That's what I do every show because I'm disgusting. But this is what I said. I said earlier in the thing that what set it off was she went viral. The reason why I had her on my show, she spoke out against pride in Nashville. Like they didn't even want to have the pride parade, and she's like talked about Sodom and Gomorrah, and so that's why I brought up the
she's
poop.
A little based. That's good.
Oh well, she's based, but she's Christian based. Like I'm saying, she's like she's based for sure, but she's still like I don't know. She's not like that dialed in with what's
Christian
hip is what I'm saying.
Currently comes before being funny.
Exactly. She's just not very hip. She's cool. I think her politics are good. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I like her. I really don't dislike her, but I'm just saying she's just not. She wants to act. She's trying to act like little holier than thou. And I was just trying to, kind of mess with her a little bit, and she wasn't having it. So that's why at the end I was like, all right,
You did
the
absolute best you could with that situation. She was giving you nothing. She was sort of comedically stonewalling you. She was not yes-anding. There were 1,000 other funnier things she could have said, but instead she was like, "I feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna talk to Glenn." Like that's
but that was funny. I know, but I mean, it's funny because it was so awkward. I mean, at the time I really was mad.
But then do something else that's funny. Like, she should have been like, "Is that a real cameraman? Are you in your mom's basement? Like, is this real equipment?" Like, add to it. Don't just keep saying, "Is Glenn letting you do this?" I don't know.
Well, this is why I didn't like it too, because Glenn loves pop culture, so he definitely watched Saturday Night Live in Victoria, and he loves nostalgia, so he would respect Victoria Jackson. I'm just guessing than any modern day SNL people because he probably watched it back then. I'm just totally speculating that, So I'm like,
did you
maybe
discuss any of
with
that
her.
with her? Did you talk about like her heyday, like her comfort zone?
Yes, of course. So we were talking about Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I was putting over, asked her about Lorne Michaels. I had just listened to 2 hours of interviews. I asked her about this interview, that. No, I was prepared for Victoria. Yeah. But I was not prepared for when she was just like, all right, is this really the Blaze? And then, yeah. Hey, well, this is what I said. I think it started with Sodom and Gomorrah. And I was like, well, what's so wrong with sodomy? I think I kind of started off talking about that. And I was being she didn't
sodomy.
Yeah, well, she didn't get the sarcasm, or I think she knew actually that I was being sarcastic, right? But she just didn't want to be sarcastic back with me. If that's what I was trying to kind of, she knew that I was goofing. I mean, she couldn't tell like what 100% was real, but she knew when because like I had said some stuff like how I joke like I love the vaccine or something, and instead of like kind of rolling with that, a lot of people I'm like they kind of like yes and it like, oh, I'm gonna get Moderna. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get Pfizer. That's kind of like how you'd improv, and then she would be like, no, that's not good, or just shut everything down.
It sounds like she can't really detect sarcasm.
Maybe not as much anymore. She's probably not as. She's very funny though. I mean, I think her.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I kind of like the ditzy kind of funny girl. I mean, there is something funny about that.
Bimbo was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John Durham, I saw NPR compared you to someone who really likes white people. Wow.
Who, you or me?
Hey, right. Was it me or Alex?
I don't know. NPR. I don't even know if NPR is. They probably covered the Griner thing because it's a sports story. That's another thing. We just idolize these like athletes. I mean, I know I'm a victim of that. Not so much in my older age. I really care less and less about pro sports. But it's like so easy for these women to make news because their news is so boring. The Raptors beat the Supersonics by 97-86. Like they like need this stuff. That's why they like Ja Morant. Like the league loves when there's controversy more than they like the freaking sports because that's boring. It's like, oh,
they love
this
drama.
Team beat this team. Yeah, they need the drama. They need Ja Morant, the guy that's like always with the gun violence. The league needs Ja Morant, really, because
they're so thirsty. They're like a dry sponge when it comes for anything that could be misconstrued as racist or misogynistic or like oh, she's a victim, you know.
It's like the Toronto Blue, whatever that guy, the Toronto Blue Jays guy, because he like retweeted something about the kids and pride. Like they need sports stuff is so boring now. They need this extra drama. That's why the Dodgers. We've talked more about their Pride Night with the Sisters of Perpetual whateverhood, whatever that weird thing, more than their record or their players or you know. So it's funny.
Right.
I guess as a kid, you're like, oh, I love sports, but really, it's the same Hollywood type producers and writers that want clicks and drama. That's why all these sports stuff, the sports people that I thought would ignore this and that didn't want to give me clout, they're the first ones to be like, the small sports blogger, like, this is Alex Stein is bad for
Because
stuff.
it's
They don't have
something
anything.
so easy. It's sports gossip.
And interesting.
Basically.
Yeah, sports it's gossip. There's so many YouTubers like that we know. That's their whole channel's gossip. So, and I don't blame them. I watch some of that gossip. I'm guilty of that. But that's what these sports reporters want. It's like juicy gossip. That's what we really want. We don't care that the Mavericks beat the whatever Heat. We want the gossip of the player sleeping with the other guy's wife or whatever.
John Durham is correcting himself that it was you and not me that NPR was talking about. And he doesn't even think that NPR knows I exist. Wow, that's a sick burn, John.
That's not true.
Unbelievable. No, they probably don't. I'm not really at NPR quality yet. I liked this article from Outkick. Brittney Griner wasn't in danger and she's not an American hero despite narrative.
Well, of course, Bobby's a friend. Bobby's a friend of mine. He's great. Everybody needs to go follow Bobby on Twitter. He's very sympathetic to me. Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah,
Alex Stein is hysterical.
Steinus Griner, if she thought Joe Biden's trading for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout was a fair trade. You kill it on the court, but he kills it in real life, said Stein. That's great. Stein is known for meeting pampered subjects. Yes, pampered subjects face to face for online bits. He really understands you, it sounds like. His best was when his
Bobby, this guy's awesome. I need to send him this clip. No, Bobby is. Everybody needs to go read this. Give him some clicks, please.
His best was when his confrontation was with his favorite big booty Latina, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, on the Capitol steps. Stein revealed he had a crush on the Congresswoman AOC, then threatened to punch him. Alex Stein is hysterical. Prime time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV is hilarious. He's one of the few online personalities still dedicated to making people laugh. He's harmless. This sums you up, basically. In fact, his bits only put him in danger. Again, he almost took a jab from an angry congresswoman. And yet the press has framed Stein's questioning of Griner as dangerous and violent. And here's CNN. They tweeted out about this incident, that it was harassment. Wow. It takes almost
targeted
nothing.
Harassment is what they call it.
Almost nothing.
Hate, threats, and violence.
Wow, I should show Brittney Griner my Instagram messages and hate, threats, and violence. Wow. Her activism. Is that what you want to call it? Disrespecting this country? Okay. Of course, none of that is true. A comedian asking Griner questions did not put her in danger. It was no more harmful than the TMZ reporters who aggressively confront athletes as they leave their buildings. The agent and media.
Real quick, sorry, Chrissy. Like I thought, like these athletes get people shove cameras and microphones in their face all the time. They act like this is
I mean, they're celebrities. I mean, it's the WNBA, but they're still celebrities.
I know, but even more with sports stuff, because people like in college are probably mad that their team lost or whatever. I'm just saying, I feel like fans interacting with them in the wild. I mean, I know it's a WNBA, nobody watches it, but come on, me asking them a TMZ style stuff, that's not, this is not that freaking random. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. You're pimp on a blimp. The agent and media are creating a narrative that Stein endangered Griner. Yeah, you were nowhere near her. And it's proof WNBA players need their charter planes. WNBA players, coaches call for the charter flights after Brittney Griner harassed at the airport. Exactly. They're going to use this to get what they want. After Brittney Griner, the airport harassment, WNBA charter flights rules need to be abolished. In other words, the WNBA should ignore its financial losses and provide charter planes because a popular YouTube personality agitated Griner at the airport. Yeah, once. And that'll probably never happen again.
No. Well, I'm thinking about going to the All-Star game and getting courtside seats in Vegas.
When is that?
We got to talk about that. I think that's July 16th.
Okay.
And I'm doing it's not celebrity, YouTube boxing match with Keemstar July 22nd in Nashville. Yes. They're about to
Okay,
announce it.
have you boxed before?
Not really. I mean, I have a while ago. There's a boxing match you can see. You can type in Alex Stein boxing. Here, I'll send it to you. Here, let's watch this. But yes. So here, I think it's prime time. What I'm saying is, no, I need to get. I have 6 weeks to train, and no, I need to start taking a bunch of boxing classes. I'm screwed in a little bit. But this guy I'm fighting is kind of a freak. Like he doesn't look like he's been training. He might know how to box a little bit though.
Okay,
But
so you're both kind of starting out as new at this.
yeah, I think we're both bums. I mean, he might think he can fight, but listen, I'm a big, tall guy. I'm pretty tough too, and I'm pretty dumb, so I'll be okay. Here, let's watch this video. This is a boxing match from when I was in college.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, look at that. I wish I had more videos of my athletics from college. Okay.
I don't have any. I know. I can't. We didn't have the freaking camera phone like this. I mean, I think my phone had a crappy camera, but this is actually shot on like somebody's digital camera. This is at a bar in Baton Rouge, Tigerland.
Really? You
Where all the
went to
bars
college
are.
in Louisiana?
Yes, this is in Baton Rouge,
Where did you go to school?
LSU. And
Oh,
so,
snap.
yeah. And so what happens is they like this bar. It was like sponsored by one of these like local liquors or something, and they would have like a fight night where people could box, and you have these huge gloves on and that headgear. But watch what happens.
You guys ready?
Uh-oh. Hope you don't get hurt. Wow, it sounds like there's a lot of people there. Oh boy. Oh snap. Oh wow, look at that. Wow.
Knocked
down he
out.
went. That was faster than I was prepared for.
Yeah, look how long he's out for.
Oh my god, was he unconscious?
Yeah, they had to get him medic.
That's exciting. Did you go, uh-oh. Is he gonna be okay?
He's not that okay. Not that good to get a concussion. You're gonna have permanent damage from that. There's no way. You don't just come back from a concussion the same.
Dangerous. Wow. I
Brain
hope
trauma,
your opponent
probably.
doesn't see this footage. This would make me nervous to fight you.
I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna freaking swing some freaking, swing my bows, throw some bows, or whatever the hell the saying is. I'll figure all that out. But I'm about to. No, keep watching. He eventually does watch. Look how long. Look, I'm now mocking him. I'm on the knees. I'm taking the knees. This is him up, but look how messed up he is. He can't even walk. They call for a medic.
Oh no. All from what? Getting just punched in the head? I guess I'm unfamiliar with fighting physically.
He's not that all right, dude.
Uh-oh.
Jabs. Gotta throw some jabs.
Yeah.
Throw some bows, some jabs, whatever the hell it is. I'm about to get in. Everybody wants me to,
Why did you agree
high.
to fight somebody? Whose idea was this?
It was my idea because I'm trying to. Come on, Chrissy. I gotta freaking figure out how to make a living, how to make $1 out of 15 cents, girl. I ain't
Who's
got
taller?
the time to take off.
Who's
Say
taller?
that again.
Who's taller? Your
I'm
opponent.
6'3". I think he's 5'11", I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it helps to be taller because then you can just sort of your arm can just sort of graze over their head.
It's gonna be about conditioning, but I have been training. I just haven't been in the gym punching the bag. I've actually been exercising, but I'm still need to get my cardio in shape. But I think it's only 3 1-minute rounds. But still,
Okay.
after a minute round of throwing punches and getting hit, you're tired as shit. Yeah.
Okay, Asian Soul has some boxing advice for you. Just punch behind the ear and night.
It sounds easy. It all sounds easy. Everybody,
Yeah,
I know.
it does
Everybody
sound-
too. I know, but also everybody's like in my confrontation with that guy when the security touched me. They're like, I would have just thrown haymakers and knocked that guy out. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
bud. And then go to actual jail. Yeah, I'm just start throwing haymakers. Dude, people not realize I go to all these rallies and stuff. I get spit on. Would it make any sense if I was going there and throwing bows and knocking people out? I mean, I would be the first person in jail. Like they can hit me, but I can't hit them.
You
I'm
have to
trying
use
to like,
extreme restraint and constantly be the bigger person, which is not
of
really
course.
seems fair, but yeah.
No. But that's why I do it too, because I'm trying to laugh in these like serious situations where people don't want to be in, and I'm just kind of mocking it. But
The people are like, I would have just knocked that guy out. I'm like, all right,
It's
bro.
very easy to
Okay.
say.
All
Yeah,
right.
then you really are looking like you're trying to get close to Brittney to do physical harm to her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this is also coming from somebody probably that's never been kicked out of anywhere. I've been kicked out of everywhere, from courthouses to clubs to whatever events. So like I kind of know what it's like to deal with security, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't just start throwing bows, and it's not.
Yeah, it's easy. It's very easy
That's
to
not
say.
reality.
Yeah. Viking says Alex triggered the WNBA's Black Frag Italy. Oh, Black Fragility. Thank you, Viking. Viking again. Chrissy, don't listen to the Malaysians. They are biased because their views are slanted. Very good, Viking. Oh, very good. Magnum Norris. Alex dropped the hammer. I had to drop the hammer on a feminist recently. Don't leave us hanging.
Thank you, Magnum.
What happened?
Yeah.
We have Viking again for 10. Thanks, buddy. I watched The Glass House in 2012 with my dad. The only person I remembered was Alex Stein. Me and my dad have been saying Primetime 99 Alex Stein since then. Great branding. So happy for your success. Oh, thanks, Viking.
I appreciate that, Viking. Thank you. Primetime 99 for life.
Melissa Dale Neal, thanks for the 20. Alex, what has been the most interesting part of hosting your new show on The Blaze? Has anything been surprising? Great question.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has been surprising. You think like people will travel from one YouTube page to another very easily? No, that's not that was really new, because I'd had other channels and I built other channels, and like I had Conspiracy Castle, and then I guess it was just random that my Alex Stein channel blew up bigger than that, but my Conspiracy Castle was bigger than that for a longer time, if that makes sense. And then all of a sudden my Alex Stein blew up with the city council videos. So it's weird. I would think like, oh, I have 300,000 there. A lot of them would migrate to my new show. No, it's very finicky. I didn't realize different audiences are kind of finicky. So that's new. And then one thing I've learned is trying to, I guess, find my audience. I make a unique thing, and I try to have a unique style of humor, which like older people like, younger people like, but it's not for everyone. So I guess I'm just trying to find like my target audience. That's one thing I challenge with, because I thought it was actually more women. Actually, what is your breakdown? I'm actually at 20% women. I'm like at 79, 21%
I
men,
think
women.
I might be 20 or 30% women, which has gone up dramatically. It used to be like just 80, 90% men. And I was like, all right,
me
bring
too.
it.
Yeah, something's up. Maybe that's all the trans people.
That's probably what you were experiencing was not everybody on Twitter is on YouTube. Not everybody listening on YouTube is on Twitter, and like not every single.
And not
person
everybody on this
platform.
YouTube. And not even somebody on this YouTube channel is not on this YouTube channel next to it that are linked up. It's just funny,
right.
So it's crazy. I get why it's hard to bring people from Twitter to YouTube, but you'd think you'd be able to bring from one channel to another. No. That's not so easy. So that's why it's like define my audience. Do I need to do more women-friendly stuff? Whenever I have a beautiful woman on, people like you. People like seeing pretty ladies. So it's
I'll
like
come on your show in a bikini top. I want to help bring more women into your algorithm.
That's what I'm saying. So like now, do the women guests help bring women on, or I don't know. It's kind of figuring that out. Like, what does my audience want to see? So that's kind of the new thing, because I've been focusing on that.
You know who women love is Dr. Peter McCullough. He was telling me that like his audiences are all women, like mostly middle age, but they're still women.
He's very in good shape and stuff. He was a very successful doctor at Baylor, and then he lost it all, but he's gained a lot. He's our Dr. Fauci, you know. And I say that jokingly. I don't think he likes it when I call him that, but
you can tell he's at peace though, and he's not afraid. And anytime I think, oh, I've had a stressful week, I've been through a lot, I think about him. I think that's actual. I'm just doing dick jokes. Like that's actually brave.
I think about that too. Yeah, I'm like, I'm just joking around on the internet. It's not that serious. But I do worry about still get like, I'm like, oh, am I gonna get canceled for this Brittney Griner thing? Like, it's weird how I still, even though we like, it's not the same stakes.
When I first saw the Keith Olbermann tweet, I was like, oh no! I was like, it's Keith Olbermann. I was like, Frank. And then he had the opposite reaction. He's like, it's Keith Olbermann. Calm down. It's hilarious.
It's great. That was great. Like, ah! It's like Jamel Hill, doing it for mine. But there is something I'm like, am I gonna get in legal trouble? Is this, So
I don't know.
Luke Stone, you'll be fine. Alex, you woke me up to the true nature of the earth and the deceptions. Been watching since Baby Truther show with Dave and Jerron, first super chat ever. I think
Luke's
I know what you're
obviously
talking about, and
he's
I
a geocentrist right there. That's my man.
yeah. K-Max, Henry
He
Cavill as a
follows the
guest.
North Star.
This is a great way to get more women to your channel, Alex. Get Henry Cavill on as a guest. Or I think Chrissy's crush might have been Channing Tatum. Yes, it was Channing Tatum, but now I am an engaged, betrothed woman. So
You can't have celebrity crushes anymore.
I guess I still can. We went to a strip club last weekend. It was fun.
A female strip club, though, right?
And male,
Are you into? Oh, you went to the male on your Bachelor? Yeah.
In Atlantic City, Hulkamania. It was great. It was really funny.
Do you think they stuff there, or was it in that?
That's what I've been learning is that some do stuff and some have like a pocket system where they put their junk, because some of their junk looked like an elephant's trunk, like tucked back under that way, which I'm not really used to seing. It was like,
and were they
down.
slapping it around on people?
Oh,
and yeah.
There was a guy wearing like a Speedo with like $100 bills all over it, and I swear to God, Ben Franklin winked at me at one point. It was just like moving on its own. And a lot of my girlfriends who dabble in adult industries said like, well, if you see it move, it's probably real. So
well, speaking of, I've noticed Gigi Gior, I saw on Twitter or something. She posted she's been doing a little more stuff. It looks like
done. Yeah, they look great.
Oh, is that what it is?
They're bigger. They're better. They're back. She's available.
Good for her. Well, gosh, I forgot I was gonna make a point, but I forgot it's not that important.
Was it about going viral? Was it about
No,
Peter
we've been talking about
McCullough?
that all day.
About
no.
Bachelorette parties? Was it about strippers? Penises moving?
Oh, it's about strippers. Gosh, you're good. So they have a thing called La Bear. That's the male strip club here in Dallas, and it's actually not that far from the Blaze. And they do an amateur night. There's actually, I think, somebody that did a documentary about it, and I'd like to go. I know I want to dance. There. I just don't know if they'd let me film. If they let me film, I'd do it because it's for the content. I don't want to do it just for.
They let us film. It's so strange how when it's the all male review, they let the women film and pictures, everything. But when the room flips over and it's the all girl strippers, they'll throw you out for filming because
I know one of the worst experiences I've had in New Orleans, and I don't even tell this story that much, but this is like, I guess like 2012 or 2013. It's when the first Samsung, before the Apple Watch came out, they had like a Samsung watch, and I had like the Samsung Note or whatever. And I just met this guy. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. Just met this guy. He was just like a friend. He's like, yeah, I don't even have a Samsung. I have an iPhone. I got this for free at like some company event. You can just have this Samsung watch. I was like, oh, this is cool. It hooks up with my phone. So it was like cool to have this thing that was new, right? That he got like as a gift. So I was in New Orleans that weekend, or like whatever, like a month after it. I just got it. I didn't even have it a month. And it's like a cool watch. It hooks up with your phone. You can get your notifications. You can touch it.
Were they tracking you?
No. It even had a little camera. It was just the first, like, now that the Apple Watch, but this is the Samsung version of it. And it had a little camera on it. It had a little camera where it could go. You could see it on your phone. You could just take a picture, like, boom, like this, even though the quality was shit. So I just had the phone, not even a month. The watch, that hooked to my Samsung at the time. So I'm in New Orleans at a friend's wedding. In New Orleans, I don't even go to strip clubs, but in New Orleans, they're just like on Bourbon Street. They're just like open. So like we just like walked in, we just gave her our ID. I was just with a friend.
Was it Hustlers?
It wasn't even Hustlers. It was like a shittier one. It was like one that was just like, Hustlers is a kind of nice one. This is the middle of the day. We were just goofing off. We weren't even really that drunk. Like I think it was like the Thursday, and then it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was like a groomsman in my buddy's wedding. So it's just like me and I think it's my buddy Hank. So we're just like kind of going as a goof because there's no cover. Like at Hustlers, you have to pay like a cover, right? So this is one of the ones this was like one of the ones like no cover, just walk in. So we're just like, all right, just goofing around. We just walked in there. Not planning on staying, by any means, or spending any money for that matter. But this girl's like, oh, she comes talking. She's like, oh, that's a cool watch. I was like, oh, yeah, thank you. It's this new Samsung thing. It's like so badass. It's like just came out. It's new. My friend gave it to me. He doesn't even have it. It's like I'm lucky to have it. She's like, oh, what does it do? I'm like, oh, look, one of the features, you can take a picture. And she like freaks out. And I'm like, oh, shit. I don't even think anything of it. She like storms off. I don't even think. Next thing you know, my buddy Hank's like sitting somewhere else. They just drag me out. They literally drag me out. I remember it was so crazy. I just get dragged out, and I'm like on the freaking ground of the place. Like they probably dragged me 20 feet. Like not like, hey, sir, get up, you gotta go.
True creep. You wouldn't have told the stripper about the photos on your phone. You would have just done it. You'd just been like, oh, what time is it? You'd be checking the time with your arm under her skirt or something.
And I wasn't even doing that. But what's so weird about this is like, oh my gosh, I don't even know why they reacted that way, to be honest. I think they were just like, it was like an empty strip club. They saw like some fratty looking kids.
And then the bouncers have to act if somebody is like very uncomfortable. They're just like,
Yeah, I just remember being so mad. Well, like threw me out there on the thing, like, you're not allowed to take pictures. I'm like, I didn't fucking take any pictures. Like, what the fuck? They like wanted to like fight. I'm like, so of course I just walk out. My buddy Hank.
Looking for somebody to drag out so they can feel.
That's what I'm saying. It almost like these people just like wanted to like, rough me up. And they kind of did. I didn't get punched or anything, but I got like dragged like on the ground. I remember there's like on the ground in New Orleans, like my pants have like a stain on it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's one of those. I forget what we got on that story.
Stain. Good night, mister. I have that watch. It has safety features to let people know you are taking a picture. Well, there you go.
There you go. But this is the old version. This is from like 2013.
Watch,
no.
Matthew Hammond is asking, will we get a return of Alex Tuckett Carlson Stein if Alex can make it to Target's headquarters in Minneapolis, Minnesota?
Oh, that's actually a pretty funny idea to go to their headquarters. I didn't even think about that. Now, that's actually pretty funny. But, Chrissy, I get so much heat on the right anytime I put on the women's bathing suit. Yet, actually, type this in right now. Type in Jim Carrey in women's bikini. And I was so mad the other day. All these guys, oh, you're gay. And I really don't even care they call me gay because I'm not gay. But I just don't like how it's like the people in the conservative. What I'm saying, they're like, oh, Alex is bad, which I'm not even trying to be like a role model or be good. But when people tell me not to do something, I'm so sick in my head. It makes me want to do it more, right? And then they just get mad. Something goes viral and like, oh well, fuck Alex, he's gay. Who cares that it went viral? It's worse.
It's a very easy thing to say, though. It's an easy insult. So I thought I was gonna see a bunch of photos from Jim Carrey as from Mad TV when he was doing Vera DeMilo, like, hi guys. But here is him in a bathing suit with Jenny McCarthy, but this is from 2008, so this is old.
But what I'm saying is Jim Carrey is not transgender. He's being funny. It's comedic effects. It's like, that's another thing, Chrissy. A lot of people, I could do it. No. Well, people are like, I could do what Chrissy does. I could do a podcast.
Then do it.
Yeah, then do it. Interview somebody, do research, book guests, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not that easy. It's tiring. It's stressful.
This is what I was thinking. Like, hi guys.
Yeah, that's one of his greatest characters. But it's just a lot of people like they get mad because you do something that they would never do. So you're automatically bad. It's like, no, I'm going to continue to do stuff that nobody else is doing, like asking Brittney Griner questions. I'm not virtue signaling, but it's like if you tell me not to do something or I shouldn't do it. You talked about earlier how Newsmax like push the envelope. They really don't want the envelope pushed. I mean, the Blaze, they've been incredibly let me push the envelope.
They give you so much flexibility.
They let me do whatever. They're true for like they actually believe in freedom of speech. They truly do. As a matter of fact, they didn't even take any code money and they exposed all the other media companies that did. So my point is, everybody else, though, except for maybe InfoWars, does have like a limit. We love edgy, be as edgy. And as soon as you say one fried chicken joke, they're like, I don't know. It's like, okay.
One fried chicken a joke away from maybe being canceled. That's just a good takeaway. Dano Picola says, New Orleans, where trans have been around forever, but none went after your kids. Excellent point.
That's true. Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like, I'm not even transphobic or homophobic, and I think people on the right want me to be more transphobic and homophobic, and I'm like, I'm gonna make fun of trans people, gay people, straight people, Middle Eastern people. Yeah,
mad, Alex, when they can't pigeonhole you, because if you're not a model righty, they like, oh God, how dare you put that bathing suit on to be funny? Like they forget that your job is to be funny first, not fit conveniently into one like political, click, basically.
Yeah, and people take themselves so seriously, they hate that, like, when I don't take myself seriously enough. That's another thing. It's like, you should be more serious. It's like, that's not who I am. I joke. I can be
the suit and tie, and they expect serious.
Yeah.
So you're
And I can be
confusing.
serious sometimes. I'm not always a goofball, but the majority of the time I am going to be a goofball. That's how I want to be. I want to make people laugh. That really is important. I know that's important to you. It's like,
It's the
of
most
course I want to pay
important
my,
thing.
well,
There's
that's
so
what I'm saying.
many
Of
other
course,
people that are smarter than me, that are more up on the news than me. It's like, no, freedom of speech and making jokes is my number one priority, and sticking up for other people when they try to do that. So, yeah.
that's all I want to do is make people laugh. That brings me the most joy. I mean, obviously I want to be able to pay my bills and have an audience and yada, yada, yada. But the only thing that brings me the most joy is actually making people laugh. That makes me feel the best.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're living the dream, baby. Viking, does Glenn Beck ever get upset with your vids, or is he pretty cool to let you do whatever you want?
I mean, Glenn is too cool. I don't think Glenn's watching my show very much. I'm sure he's seen clips and
He's a busy
probably
man.
curated.
Mhm.
Yes. I mean, one of his producers is one of my producers that kind of oversees it. So yeah, Glenn does see whiffs of my show, but I don't think Glenn's clicking on the YouTube and watching. Glenn has not had any issues. Really, the one issue that we had is the one controversial thing is I fed a black guy a banana, and really the Blaze was fine with that. They really weren't mad, but they did ask me. They're like, well, what was the bit? Like, what was the joke? And now, of course, now I have to answer it. But the joke was Ian is sitting there and I'm trying to make him as uncomfortable as possible. And like, they get it that I'm trying to make these awkward situations, but they did press me on it. Like, well, what was the bit, Alex? I was like, it's just a bit. And they're like,
Yeah, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, Ricky.
Really funny.
No, but Ricky, my producer's like, okay, well, what was the bit? I didn't tell her right then. And they believe you, they were good. And that is true, but it's just funny how that's the only thing they've really kind of called me. And I talk about the elephant in the room, who now the guy hates me, Owen Benjamin. I didn't realize Owen Benjamin had, and now I could probably have him on, honestly. But it was like right after Crowder left the Blaze, and I was going to have Owen on, and they didn't even say no, but they didn't want him to make fun of Steven Crowder because they have a non-disparagement agreement. It's like literally a legal thing. It was not even against Owen. He, of course, didn't believe that. Of course, didn't work with me, and immediately went on Twitter, fuck Alex, I'll never go on his show, this and that. So I take that's what he wants. Then
He's
2 months later,
not working for anyone with any rules for so many years that like he can't understand that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Blaze didn't even say no. They're just like, not right now. Right now, we just got to kick it down the road. He can come on. They literally didn't even say no. They're just like, on this episode right now with the stuff, we just don't want there to be any issues. And the Blaze would never speak bad about Crowder. The Blaze loves Crowder. I mean, he was very successful there. So they're not going to have somebody come on and disparage one of their most successful hosts. That's just not good business. That's not professional. The Blaze is professional. And of course he gets so mad about that. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, a company is being professional, but let me work it out. Give me some time. So then he goes like the next day, just, oh, I hate Alex Stein. Alex Stein sucks, tweets all this stuff. Alex Stein's gay, of course. And then so I don't think anything of it.
Misunderstand you, and I hate when it feels like purposely misunderstanding.
Well, he just wants to like have heat with me, and so I'm not even, because I didn't have him on, even though him and I were friendly, had done other streams together and very friendly. And I like I said, I'm not even mad at him. He made fun of me or whatever. People make fun of me all the time. I would like to mend the fences with Owen. But then like I get this rant. This shows you why Owen's so annoying though. Then I get like a text message from like 2 months later. It's like, am I coming on the show? And I'm under the impression, I'm like, dude, you literally just said 2 months ago, like, fuck Alex Stein, I don't even want to go on his gay show. So now you expect me to like think that I would have invited him. I'm just saying I didn't think you wanted to come on. So it's like, you can't rectify the situation with a guy. Yeah. So that's why it's annoying. Yeah. I'm like unintentionally hurting a guy's feelings. It's not even like that. So somebody that I think is funny, is a talented, and I think he's a smart guy. So that's why it's annoying. So then he's like, talks crap about me, which is totally fine. I'm not going to sit here and talk crap about Owen. But that was just the one thing. And it didn't even have to do with my show. It was just more like, hey, we don't want to risk disparaging this guy. That's it. And they didn't even say no. They said we could have done it later. And I told Owen that. I'm like, give me a month, give me 2 months.
Triggered.
No, it's just like
censorship,
But that's not even really censorship. That's like a bad business relationship that they had. Him and Crowder worked together and had so you're kind of an ex-employee, even if he wasn't an official Blaze employee, he kind of indirectly he was. So it's more of it's not a free speech thing. It's like a company thing.
Yeah.
So
I understand that. K-Max, Alex, if you could find Dylan Mulvaney, would you confront that person? How much of a Bud Light drinker was Alex or Chrissy before? Oh, I've never drank Bud Light. Maybe college I had a couple, but like I would occasionally dabble in like a Bud Light seltzer. It would have to be a very dire situation for me to drink a Bud Light seltzer. I'm gonna say no. I'm not. There's so many other seltzer brands to buy. I'm fine. I'm fine sticking with my White Claws and High Noons and Hard AF seltzer whenever it makes its way to the East Coast.
I would, to the first question, Bud Light. I mean, no, I did like Budweiser when I would drink though. I was like Budweiser, I felt like a man,
Kumi loves Budweiser.
Yeah, I still think that's kind of the manly beer. But that's funny now Bud Light's gay. But if I saw Dylan Mulvaney, well, you saw where James O'Keefe kind of confronted Dylan. I would go with like a different tactic. I would be nice if I saw Dylan. I'd want to ask some goofball thing, but I wouldn't be like, "Fuck you, Dylan." I mean, that would be so stupid to be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I confronted Dylan, I would be like, I don't even know. What would you say to Dylan Mulvaney? I'd say, Dylan.
I would be like,
you're
if
such
I
an icon.
current Dylan Mulvaney, I'd be like, where are your eyebrows? What happened to them?
I would say, is it true you had sex with Joe Biden to get into the White House?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd say
Yeah,
that. I don't know
like,
what I'd say, Dylan.
I was like, what are your plans for your cock, Dylan? What are you gonna do? I'd be like, Dylan, how come 365 days of girlhood and still no tits?
Yeah, that's a good question. But I would ask him, is he a lesbian? Like, are you still into the punene? Is probably what I'd ask him.
Right. Does he still
He's
eat
so
clams?
screwed up. He's so screwed up. He probably doesn't even know what he likes.
I think he's being MK Ultra'd.
Something's up with him. Like now how he said he's a woman, but he still likes women. I mean, I guess there are trans straight people. That's why they want to go pee in these women's restrooms. But when I say trans straight, like biological men that dress as women that still like women. So it's very confusing.
Autogynephiliacs, the ones that just do it for kink.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So
Push-ups. Oh, what's up, push-ups? Alex, I have 2 expert interview requests. Konstantin Kissin, I second that, on Ukraine, and Chrissie Mayr on Malaysia. Oh, God. I still don't. I couldn't find Malaysia on a map right now. If you handed me a flat Earth globe, I could not find it.
I like that. Have you ever interviewed Konstantin?
Yes, he is incredible. He's so smart. He's so funny. Really well spoken. That felt like a big get to get him on.
Yeah, he's a big deal now. He's kind of out of nowhere.
Trigonometry is his show. Okay, cool.
I'd like to get him on.
K-Max, has Alex ever gotten the attention of a Twitter celebrity? Keith Olbermann seemed to stalk Chrissy for a bit. Has Alex had this effect on any celebrity? Twitter leftist celebs are the worst. I would say AOC. I would say that because she first posted a video of you, then found out who you were, then tried to delete it, right?
Yeah, no, she kept it up. She might have deleted the picture, but she actually ripped my video and reposted it. But she took out my my tag. But I don't care. The video got literally on her channel got like 15 million views on her tweet. She actually took the video and reposted it. Like, look what happened. So no, that was great. Dave Portnoy, I had Twitter beef with. Ratioed him. I've ratioed a couple big accounts. I can't think of the other celebs. I've ratioed other celebs. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But probably the biggest one is Portnoy.
The politicians, right? You've
Crenshaw. I've ratioed Crenshaw. I've ratioed Bill O'Reilly. I ratioed
asked about the Chinese escort, right?
Eric Swalwell, yes, him.
Okay.
Yes. I've gotten attention from a few famous people online.
Let's name all the people we pissed off this year. AOC, right? All the politicians that you just named.
Yeah, who else? I don't even know. Not enough people.
I've pissed off the fried chicken community.
I would never piss off the black
pissed off Malaysians. But like
all because of an MH370. What was the name of the plane?
I still don't know. Yeah. I think it's MH370. The plane that disappeared. And people are so dumb, they don't realize that Jocelyn wasn't making jokes about people, like the individuals dying. They were airplane jokes, and then one of her tags was, "Oh, that kills," in Singapore. But that's really a comedian's joke. And It's like people got triggered for the same reason they got triggered at my Sandy Hook meme. It's just me on the InfoWars desk saying Sandy Hook is my stripper name. And people go, you're making fun of dead kids. And I'm like, I'm not mentioning dead kids. Actually, you're mentioning the dead kids.
Yeah.
The best jokes are like when you can kind of scoot around really saying anything all that bad.
And the best jokes I've noticed are just like the truth. If that makes sense. I can't even give you an example. Like something that's like very true, people will laugh at.
Oh, just a true statement because we're so inundated with propaganda everywhere we turn on every screen we see that to just hear an honest thing is refreshing. And unfortunately, one of the last places where you can hear an honest thing is at a comedy club. But they want to cancel you for a Dylan Mulvaney joke. Viking, Alex, would you have Chad Sumac or Kevin Brennan live on your show?
Of course. I mean, I don't know if you follow or listen to any of that. You have to be honest.
No, I don't. I have so much other stuff that I have to like prepare for, and like if someone sends me something, I may or may not like if it's Gino or somebody. Usually it's Gino talking about it on his show on Compound Media, but like normally I just forget about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, oh that's still going. Okay.
Well, I can't usually watch his streams, but I go on his show sometimes. But people clip it, so I watch the clips almost every night. I'll watch a different Kevin Brennan clip because he is funny, and really, I think his attitude towards you is actually being nicer. But that's Kevin, like where he's not nice. So you should almost take that as a term of endearment that like he's even like kind of the fact that he kind of poo-poos on you is almost like a sign of respect, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the football coach. If they notice you, like it's almost the worst thing if they don't notice you. It's better if they're hard on you than not noticing you at all. It's kind of weird. It doesn't sound right, but that's kind of the football coach mentality. But what I'm saying is with these clips with Chad, unintentionally, Chad being such a train wreck, I like Chad. Because I'm saying I like his content because he's too drunk to stream. He's shit-faced. Yeah. That clip is unintentionally hilarious. It's funnier than Anthony Cumia is one of the funniest comedians I know. Anthony Cumia probably hasn't done 9 minutes of radio as interesting as this guy, like not even be able to do his stream, turn it on because it's so real.
Really?
That was real.
I would say Anthony Cumia is way more interesting to watch. And a radio legend.
I know, but what I'm saying, that's why I say that. It's not to disrespect Anthony. It's to say that like you can't even. Reality is stranger than fiction. Anthony couldn't even make a fucked up stream like that. Does that make sense? It's not about the broadcasting skills. It's for me, it's like it's so bad. It is so bad that it's good. And I can almost have that kind of humor too sometimes where listen, I'm not one of these Chad A-logs that like follows him everywhere, but seeing a guy self-destruct, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know it's like watching animals in the zoo. And I really do hate it. And this is not, Chad has said the most disgusting things about you and April. I really don't like the stuff he said about April too. Like, I'm like, why does he go after her? Just, I don't think.
He's like an alcoholic and he is like that's a kind of retarded. It is like, once you go, okay, I'm putting him in that category. I'm not dealing with him like a regular person. He's like in the special category for me. That's when I like kind of stopped. Really
that's why you should I feel a little empathy. Of course he doesn't go after me like he goes after you, and I have people that go after me that I don't have any empathy for, but his brother died when he was young. His mom, I think, comes from a very rough upbringing. I don't think he knew his biological father. His stepdad was abusive to him.
Yeah,
he has some damage. I believe he's an alcoholic. And he does his one of the best Twitter accounts is Chad's deleted tweets. Like they're so manic to where they're like, oh, I love this thing. So we're like, fuck this person. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about Chad that's very unique. And I really would like him to not self-implode live on the internet. Really. I could say that to him, to his face. I'd say that publicly, privately. I think it's good entertainment, but it's not good for him. And I would rather not have the entertainment of seeing the mud shark, totally self-implode, being shit-faced on stream, not being able to figure it out, like lying, having to do all this stuff. It's sad and nobody cares. Like nobody, you're not impressing us by lying or doing this. Like, it's just not.
I think he seems very lost to me.
And we're all lost. That's not, we all struggle with direction in this. And I'm sure he has a lot, and he probably didn't have a good support system, which it sounds like you're still close with your mom. I mean, your mom passed away, but you're still close with your dad. You were close with your mom. I mean, you've had a support system. Chad probably never had that. That's no excuse for him to be a dirtbag, but you have to, Listen, I grew up in the bail bond business too, and like Chad took those credit cards and this and that. It shows you that he's not a true criminal because I believe he was like spending it on cheap stuff. So he's a dumb criminal. Instead of like buying, $500 gift cards and trying to figure out how to actually do something with it, he bought like a 7-Eleven Slurpee. But there is something though, Chrissy, about in the bail bond business, you deal with criminals like they're so annoying, they're so bad, but they're also kind of like the most like endearing and down to earth people. They're almost like, I don't know how to explain it, like the most damaged people.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is one. So yeah, it's they can be endearing sometimes. Dustin Purcell, Alex just ratioed Jameel Hill and Kinzinger.
And Kinzinger. Yeah, I did Adam Kinzinger twice on 2 different tweets. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we kicked his butt this weekend.
Malaysia is the third world country next to Singapore. Oh, yes. Okay. I didn't know they were so close. Thank you. Push-ups. Cajun Corey, great meeting you in Dallas, Alex. Oh, did you meet him at the
I went to the meetup and I had tickets to go to the fan expo and I was my dog, of course, Chrissy. When you go super viral, I come back from the airport and Ginger's crying. And I've noticed in the past like week, she's been whimpering when she jumps in and out of the bed. Something's wrong with her spine. So I had to take her to 2 different vets all day. She's on all these pain pills. She's like doing terrible. So I had to watch her. Like I wanted to go to Fan Expo. I want to go to the young women's thing. But after the Griner thing, I was like, I was literally at the vet all day. And then that Sunday, I was so tired from being at the vet all day. I was like, and then Ginger's on all these pain pills. I'm like, I don't even want to leave her at the house.
Oh, no, poor baby.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of frustrated. I had a great time at the meetup, but I'm sad I didn't get to go do any of the stuff. I want to go get some content, interview some people, and it was a tough weekend. But I did go viral.
Yeah, you're doing enough. Oh, what's up, Frank? Didn't know Alex went to school in Louisiana. Bet I can tell you where you got them shoes from.
Is that from a movie? What is that?
You don't know this?
Didn't know Alex. I bet I can tell you that
on Bourbon Street.
A lot? What is that? What is that?
No one has ever come up to you on Bourbon Street and said, I bet I can tell you where you got them shoes from. This is to New Orleans.
Is this an old bit? Yeah, I don't.
To New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but what's the joke? But I can tell you where you got them shoes from, and then what do you say?
That usually a basketball American will come up to you on Bourbon Street and say, I bet I can tell you where you got those. This is what they do to tourists. And the tourists will usually say, oh, I got these at Clark's or I got these at DSW. And he'd be like, no, you didn't. You got them shoes on your feet on Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Give me $1.
Like,
yeah.
Give me $5. And they're like scared for their lives. They're like, don't rob us here. Take whatever you want.
I mean, I've had that, but maybe I was so shit-faced. I've been to Bourbon Street too many times to count. So
Douglas knows, oldest scam on Bourbon Street. And I see it happen every time I'm there. It tickles me. Deranged Lunatic. Chrissy, have you offended anybody yet today? Today? No, but the Malaysians are still commenting pretty hardcore on my Instagram and apparently on TikTok. They love their Instagram. They haven't figured out Twitter because they're not great with sentences. So
there's not a lot of crossover on Twitter from like sometimes a Muslim guy will tweet, like I'll get something in Arabic. I like that. And then I have to translate the tweet. I would like it if more Arabic people would tweet random stuff. I always get a kick out of that, laughing. Like, look how messed up America is. And it's like me in a women's bathing suit at Target. It makes me laugh.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Lectern guy finally got his ankle bracelet off. Wow.
Oh, good for Lectern guy. He was awesome. Yeah. He seems like a real nice guy.
Good for him. Okay, let me see if I can. First of all, I guess I didn't know that he had an ankle bracelet. I love Lectern guy. He made me this lectern here. Okay, Lectern guy. Months spent restricted to the Middle District of Florida, 29. Days monitored by the feds, 888. Hours spent in prison for a misdemeanor, 1,800. Trolling the government, priceless. Free at last, free at last. Wow. So here's, I guess, his ankle bracelet being cut off.
And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air.
Damn.
Proof through the
Wow.
They all should have got a house arrest. Like, it's so ridiculous that any of these people are going to federal prison.
And the
God, that must feel really good. Congrats, Adam. What a great
so
guy.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. None of these people deserve this shit.
I mean, he didn't even deserve that, but I'm just saying, if they're going to give these people like life sentences in federal prison, if they did want to give them a sentence, Make them be on house, whatever, for a year, 2 years or something. At least let them see their family.
Right.
Like, give me a
Make
break.
examples of everybody. They want to scare the shit out of everybody. They wanted
Yeah.
other conservatives to not make any kind of a similar protest. So yeah. Well, I'm preaching to the choir, Alex.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so proud of you. You're the best. I feel like I feel like now it's my move. You had your Brittney Griner moment in the airport. I now have to do something viral. So
Well, I have a comedy show July 9th at Hyenas, so hopefully I'll invite those same women.
Hyenas, Dallas or Fort Worth?
Well, then I have one on the 28th in Fort Worth, but this 9th is in Dallas, July 9th. But
Nice.
this is what the hell I need those whales.
I hope the
to
land
show up.
whales go to your show. I haven't heard or seen from them since this happened. So,
But you had those two viral stories. Really, this year, the Griner one's kind of like the biggest thing that I've done. That's like
yeah.
the national news. I fed a black guy a banana. That was a really big deal on Twitter, but that wasn't national news.
I told a fried chicken joke.
Yeah, so we're kind of even there.
Yeah, I need to approach maybe Eric Adams or something. I need to go to somebody who's
go up there.
actively ruining New York. Oh God.
Really, where do all the celebs hang out in New York? There's hot spots. You should go
Nowhere
hang
I
out
can
in those
afford. I think Taylor Swift likes to go to the new Cipriani. They had to ban a couple.
Is it not
taking pictures of her?
Oh, really? Is it not not the one in Union Station? Nobody probably goes to that one.
On the water that might be new. I think I don't know if it's Casa Cipriani or something new. But they won't let me. I don't have the money for these places. So
I know I ate at Cipriani one time for my friend's birthday years ago. It was so expensive. It was my richest friend who had the thing there. That restaurant is.
I don't like overly. I'll pay.
No, I hate that shit. I'd rather eat at Chili's in my slide sandals.
Fat ribeye with butter on it. Sure. Okay, maybe I'll spend like $80, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. But stupidly expensive for no reason. I have a hard time with that. Like going somewhere for the scene. I don't do that. I think that's gay.
Well, the restaurant experience, but I'm telling you, no better experience than freaking
I'll eat at
Olive Garden.
When you're here, your family. Alex Stein 99. If you're not subscribed to Alex's YouTube page, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. And subscribe to
Time
his
with Alex Stein, please.
Page as
please go follow that, please.
And they can watch The Blaze every day at 7 p.m. Central.
6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. You had it right.
Beautiful cat. Oh, who's this? Is this a new cat?
Yeah, this is a new one, Butterscotch. She's my newest rental, or the one I bought. Well, it's a she. Actually, I don't know why I said he, but she is a calico.
Pretty.
The Japanese Navy would have calicos on their ship because they believe that they would bring them good luck.
Oh, she's so little. Oh,
she's little. She's beautiful. She knows she's beautiful too. She really owns it.
She's such a cutie. How many cats are you up to now?
Like 19 and counting. So yeah. So it's don't tell the city. Please try not to tell the city because I'm over code on houses per square footage. So
where can people get tickets to your comedy shows, Alex?
I just prefer it if you guys didn't buy tickets, honestly.
Go see Alex at Hyenas in Dallas. Go see him at Hyenas in Fort Worth.
28th.
Go to all the places.
Don't even. Honestly, don't. Honestly, guys, do me a favor. Watch the show on the internet. Stay in your house. Do not leave. And just look at your phone constantly. That's all you need to do. Do not stop looking at your phone.
Why aren't you?
If you're eating,
you are on YouTube.
I am on YouTube. And when you're eating, just put your phone next to your plate and constantly be staring at your phone. And my content, please.
Constantly. Alex,
24/7.
You're an absolute joy. The chat loves you, including Jake Hudson here. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Alex. Love the show. You're so loved, Alex. Keep doing what you're doing. You are a great stand-up, Alex. Yeah, Keanu knows. We all did shows together.
Keanu knows. We all need to get better. You know what I need though, and this is the $50,000 question. I mean, you have a lot of material, but it's like I need some good material. I need to write. It's hard. I do have some jokes.
Go through. You're writing more jokes than you realize. Go through your old tweets. Go through. Just honestly, like riffing on the news. You can squeeze out more jokes.
A lot of
and
yeah,
lines.
yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, I need like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about like this.
I know what you mean. I feel like I
Just a
don't write
good.
enough either.
Yeah, I don't write enough.
Ugh.
Just
I feel like I'm
something
like,
that.
"Bleh, I have nothing. That's how I feel.
And different audiences hit like a joke might work here or there, but like if you have 100 people, it's pretty easy to make 100 people laugh. Like it's not easy to do the set, but it's like there's always something that you can kind of make somebody laugh. But it's like those jokes. It's just like the jokes that just
You're funny
are gonna
just
be
being
funny.
yourself, Alex, which is what
I
you
agree.
forget.
But I want to have like, even though I just saw some clip where they said Jerry Seinfeld's not that great of a stand-up comedian. I forget. I think he's great. I saw him as a kid, but I remember going, and I've been to a lot, like Nate Bargatze was one of the funniest stand-up comedy shows I've ever seen. That guy freaking crushed it. But I remember as a kid how solid, like every like punchline that Jerry Seinfeld said was funny. It was ha, ha, ha. And like, that's kind of, I guess maybe I have this high expectations of like, that's like what a real comedian is, like Bill Burr, these guys, Louis C.K. It's like
Stop
these
it.
things are.
Be the best you can be. Nobody can be you. I saw this
I
sounds
agree.
very effing gay. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are you. And just think about how you can be. What do people love about you? And what do you get a reaction? How can you be more Alex Stein? How can you turn it up in the areas that people like? And how can you take more risks? We all have that imposter syndrome, but you just have to like push through it.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I need to do some more sets, like you said, you kind of develop it by like testing it out. You really have to test it out in an audience of minimum 60 people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. You can't build your set up going to open mics. You can maybe help yourself memorize your set, but you're not gonna
But
get.
you get a sense, even when you're on podcasts or if you have a conversation point or like a nugget where you're like, there's something funny there. Like you at this point, Alex, do know what's funny. And even if you see people like laughing in the chat on something, I'll make note of that and be like, okay, maybe there's something there.
That's half of what my stand-up is stuff I said funny on a podcast. But I'm telling you, you know this better than anybody. A live audience is way different than a podcast. It's and it feels awesome when you make a live audience laugh. It makes you feel so good, but it is way different, folks.
It's a drug. Alex Stein, everybody. Follow him.
All right, peace.
Watch him,
I'm going to
love
bed.
him.
I got a bunch of crap, and I got to take my dog. I got to carry the dog to go poop because I don't want to walking up and down the stairs.
What a good dad you are. Thank you to the chat for your super chats and your comments, and we will see you next time. Actually, I just confirmed this tomorrow. I will have the Jocelyn Chia on the program at 11:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So tune in for Jocelyn Chia. I'm getting the exclusive scoop. I will see you tomorrow morning, and thanks for watching. Bye.